Hey everybody, it's me, Kelly Price, and you are locked into Singersroom.com, the Soul Train award-winning website for the site with the most soul. You know who they are, the Singers Room. March 29th is the release of Kelly, my long-awaited and highly anticipated, which I'm glad to say, because I wouldn't be the one to say that it's highly anticipated. People would have to say it, and they are saying it. First single is Tired, and we are now nominated for a Grammy and excited about that. And the new single is called Not My Daddy, and it is a duet with me and Stokely Williams of Mint Condition. You're not my daddy, you're my man. And I think it's time you understand. Just make me happy if you can. Oh, I'm not your mama, I'm your girl. And I am the lady in your world. And loving each other's how we work. Oh, this album run is shaping up to be something of mega proportions, which I plan for it to be nothing less than that. It's been almost 9 years since I've had an R&B album, and the last album that I did was a gospel project, and I released that in 2006, which was 5 years ago. Since that time, I've done a lot of things, a lot of traveling, still been on the road and singing and doing a lot of inspirational speaking, and released a book independently and that kind of thing. But this is what people know me for. This is where they first came to know me, from music, and so that's what I'm doing. What's my take on that? It'll always be around. It'll always be around, and I'm not necessarily mad at that, but I say call it what it is. I think to try to take that and to try to replace what an R&B singer is wrong. Let that be what it is. If that's going to be pop, if that's going to be pop culture, if it's going to be hip hop, if it's going to be something else, call it that or create a category for it. But R&B is rhythm and blues, and it's not rhythm and blues if it's rhythm without the blues or it's blues without the rhythm. It requires both. And historically, you have R&B music that speaks to people. It speaks to life. It speaks to what's going on in society. It speaks to political issues. Marvin Gaye, Gladys Knight, Aretha Franklin, The Temptations, Earth, Wind and Fire spoke about life. They spoke about politics. They spoke about society. They spoke about love. They spoke about God. They spoke about spirituality. They spoke about our community. They spoke about the world. That was real R&B music. It's not to say that what's over here is not great. It's wonderful, but it's not R&B. R&B is what I just said. R&B is El DeBarge. R&B is Jaheim. R&B is Joe. R&B, you understand what I'm saying? That's what R&B is. I'm R&B. I really am. I appreciate it if I cross and I have a pop hit, but when it's all said and done, Joe Levert looked me in my face and he said, Kelly, you are R&B, and you're wonderful. If you cross over and you get a pop hit, thank God for it. Thank God for the check it provides. Thank God for the recognition and the expansion of your audience. But what you are is R&B, and I accept that, and I'm proud of it because there's a place for it. It's already been etched out, and I'm proud to be a part of the community of real R&B music makers. How many times have you heard something and said, ugh, and then you hear it so much that you find yourself singing it? It happens to all of us. It's a part of the machine. And again, you know what? I respect this business. I've been in it a long time. I started it when I was 18 years old professionally. My first professional gig was at 18 years old, and I'm a student of the music industry, so I understand the cycles. I know that there are times when there literally be more catering to things that are not necessarily as musical than things that are, but you respect it, you work the cycles, and when the cycle comes back around, like right now, we are in an influx and an upswing of true R&B music. I'm getting ready to work the hell out of this moment. And so when it shifts again, you're gonna remember that when R&B was back at the forefront of the music business, all we saw was Kelly Price. I don't know who else you're gonna see, but you're gonna see me through this movement. And when it shifts again and they back onto something else, you're gonna remember that when the R&B movement came back around, Kelly was all in our faces. Yes, I was. the totality of Kelly Price is my spiritual foundation. I'm as much preacher's kid as I am R&B singer, as I am songwriter, as I am chick from the projects in Queens. Like all of those are real Kelly. You can get as much ghetto out of me as you can get class. Depends on the moment and how you push me. But that's everybody. Everybody has a multiplicity to them. I'm comfortable with mine, and I refuse to allow somebody to put me in a box and make me feel like I have to be there, and I refuse to live life according to someone else's standards. I think people have enough trying to figure out who they are to try to figure out who, than worry about who I am. Let me tell you who I am.